Hi guys, welcome to the channel. This is the part 2 of the interior video that I had made. So just to start off with, this is the part of ID8. So all the ID8 and ID8.5 will have pretty much similar screen. These widgets can also be changed by long press any of the widget. Just for example, if we want to move this, we can just long press and move the widget wherever you want, or add or delete with the long press option. See, we have an option to delete or add anything. In case of navigation, if you want to save any specific location that you want, if this position shows where exactly is the car, so we can just tap on it, and then we have an option to save this as a favorite. Okay, currently it is being saved, so we can just tap this, and then we have an option as save as favorite. So these favorites also can be saved in my destinations. We can go to my destination, it shows as favorites. This favorite can also be set as shortcuts. We have an option to add a shortcut. The moment we add a shortcut, the shortcut key will appear over here. Unlike the previous generation cars with ID7, where we had all the shortcut keys over here, 1 to 7 or 1 to 8, we don't have anything as such. So here we can only access the shortcut keys with the option by scrolling down the taskbar. We have few of the constant, these are frequently used, and this will be always here. We have the, in case if we have to check notification, or in case if we have to turn off the screen, we can tap here to turn off the screen. Okay, we can also set home address, work address, so that with the voice command over here, this is the BMW assistant. With this assistant, you can also say drive me home or drive to office, so that the car will start navigating once it is saved here. Any destination input, and we have the map route guidance. It also has a live traffic update, so that it can give you the real-time information of the traffic and how long it will take from destination A to B. So let's start with all the applications. Remember, in case if we have to save any shortcuts, we will have to be in the logged in with the ID. Currently ID is being logged in. So if somebody do not have an ID, they have to download my BMW app and register themselves, and then they have to link the car with the ID, so that ID will reflect here. This is an image that I have added. Mobile device, in case if we have to add a couple of phones, and then we have an option of wireless Android Auto or wireless Apple CarPlay. We can just do by tapping the connect device button. We have the personal eSIM option. Remember, this is got nothing to do, as we do not have an option of rear screen entertainment or the theater screen. We will have not much of use, as the software is exactly same with that of the 7 series or the i7. Hence we see the personal eSIM option over here. Okay, so the personal assistant, we can just activate the microphone, and we can also say, hey, hello BMW, to activate the word, and car will listen, wait for our command. We can give any command from AC controls to navigation, or to ambient lighting, or to change the drive modes. We can directly give a command, so that it will do the needful. Any weather settings. Seat comfort, we have advanced function. We can also save the seat position directly here in the button available, but this can also be done over here. In live vehicle, we have multiple options. We just have to tap on content to select what do we want. See, we have adaptive content, vehicle status, journey data. If you want to access the tire pressure monitor, it is over here. We have vehicle tire pressure monitor. Check it. Car will also suggest what is the exact tire pressure that is recommended here, 34 psi, 33 psi. This is being made with the tire setting that is partially loaded. If we change the partially loaded to fully loaded, the recommendation also will change over here. It also lets us know the engine oil level, or in case if there is any control check messages, when is the next due for service, all those with the AdBlue information as well. Any diesel cars with the 2 liter or 3 liter diesel engines, we have to check for the AdBlue and check the level here. It says that currently it is about 60% and the top up is about 10 liters. So basically most of the cars have 14-liter tank based on your driving condition. Next to the fuel lid there is a small blue cap which we will have to open and fill AdBlue. AdBlue is nothing but the diesel exhaust fluid which is available across all the fuel stations. Tap on content again to check for any fuel efficiency that is required. It says individual is like a trip meter in case if we want to access since last refuel. Car will let us know when the car was refueled and what is the average since last refuel. This is the total number of hours since the car is being refueled. Car has been driven 270 kilometers and 3.9 kilometers is the coasting. Coasting is something that the car has gained without using power from engine. We can also reset the trip meter with the individual reset option over here, or long press the BC button over here. We see a BC button, we long press the button, we can also reset the individual function. Can go to content, and again X view will have a detailed off-roading view. It will tell us what is the height of the car, what is the altitude, and in case if the steering angle is changing, it will give us what is the angle of steering change in angle, or the ramp angle. And in case this being all-wheel drive, how the power is being sent. Is the power being sent to rear wheels or front wheels? To what extent is it being sent? We get the entire data over here with the content in X view. So these things also will remain as in the widget. If it is in adaptive content, it will tell us when the car is coasting, when the car is charging the battery. See here, the same thing will appear. So this widget also can be accessed. We have interior system settings to change any units. If somebody wants to change the units, it is over here. We can go to units and change from kilometer per liter, distance, or the torque. The tire pressure has to be set to PSI. It will usually be in bar. So all these changes has to be made. Sound settings, we have advanced sound settings for the music system, and we also have few option in the volume setting. If we don't want speed volume to be set at low, the sensitivity of music system volume can also be adjusted over here. We have the park distance control sensors. This is the sensor sound. So how comfortable are we with the sensor sound can also be adjusted over here. Gong sound, this is the speed warning sound, which will start appearing after 80 once and after 120 continue. So this also can be set to lowest if we do not want to be disturbed while driving at high speeds. Of course, in case if we do not want any of the features, touchscreen or touchpad, so touchpad is over here. We can also write in case for navigation. We also have the gesture. If we are not comfortable with the gesture, we can also change the turn off the gesture control, or we can also assign what do we want. Point two fingers at display can be selected for mute, and 5 fingers can be selected for anything. If we want the control display to be turned off, we can also enable the control display to be turned off. So these two gestures can be assigned. We have interior lighting to change the ambient light here. So we can click on the ambient light and we can select the color that we want. All these also can be done with the voice command. You say hello BMW, and then we can select change the ambient light to, we specify this specific color name, it will automatically change. If it is set for reduced night driving, headlamps, the moment headlamps are on, automatically the light condition will, we can see the ambient light over here as well as over here. The brightness will automatically be set to lowest. The display brightness, how comfortable are we in terms of the brightness here, can also be increased and decreased at night. We have BMW assistance in case of any emergency. We can also contact contact uh, BMW assistance. So one tap on this will load two applications for roadside assistance and customer support. The moment we click on roadside assistance, a call will be placed and then they can assist. So this is provided free of cost first year for all the customers. Customer support in case if they have any queries. A digital key can also be used in case if somebody wants to assign phone as their key. We can also activate with one of the phone. Compatible phones are iPhone 12 and above. Android, also some of the flagship phones can be used like S21, 22 or 23. Any phones with the ultra wideband technology can be used to set up the digital key or a digital key plus. We also have a key card which can be used as a key. Drive recorder also can be used at times of emergency in case if we want to manually record the events around the car. Basically the car will make use of all the 4 cameras that is in and around and start recording for about 20 seconds. It will also show us a list of recordings. In case if there is any recording, it will also play for us. We can also download it with the option of export the recording over here. Personal hotspot is basically used for wireless Android Auto or CarPlay. We have a YouTube option. Basically this can only be activated with the SIM card, personalized SIM card. Climate control is just in case if somebody wants to access. We have a climate menu over here. We can tap on the climate menu and the same thing will appear over here as well. In case if somebody wants to make adjustment in the second row or third row seats, they can tap on the second row seats, either turn off the control or change the control, change the temperatures for the driver side or passenger side. In case if there are people who are not comfortable with the kids changing the temperature or using the buttons all the time, they can also lock the rear climate control. They have an option. The similar option is available in X7 with the third row of seats, which can be turned off or turned on depending on who's driving. And do you want the AC to be turned on so that we can reduce some load on the AC compressor while driving. So of course here we have multiple options like do we want the heating to be enabled or disabled. This is the ventilation option that we have. We have the fan speed for the passenger, fan speed for the driver. It is recommended to always leave it in auto for the better airflow so that the car will manage how we tap on it and then the climate menu is off. Doors, we have multiple options with regards to what do we want or what features do we want to be enabled or disabled. Comfort access can also be used. We can also enable or disable in case with the key coming closer to the proximity can lock or unlock the door. That also can be enabled. 1 meter distance will unlock, 2 meter away from the car will lock, so that can be enabled with the comfort access. We suggest you to lock while walking away so that in case if we forget, we can also lock. The car will lock by itself. So tailgate also can be adjusted. We have 5 levels of adjustment. We can choose how much do we want to open or close. This also can be adjusted so that we see that here the tailgate is being adjusted. We also have a hands-free operation. So right beneath the BMW logo, we kick once, the tailgate will open by itself and it will also close with the second kick. We have option, do we want both the tailgates to open or only one tailgate to open with the tailgate button option over here. So driving settings, in case if people are not comfortable with the advanced driver assistance settings, we can always go to safety and warnings and set the front collision warning in late so that it will give us some time to respond. Of course, if it is being turned off, the vehicle will automatically enable it every time the engine is turned on again. So we recommend to keep it in late so that it will give us some time. The lane departure warning option is also being set in expanded, which can also be turned off, or we can also set this to dangerous situation. So in case if somebody is using the car, want to overtake from left or right, they are not using indicators, the steering will slightly vibrate and it will try to pull you back on to the same lane. Attentiveness assistant, it depends on the driving pattern and the car will suggest us to take a break. So this is being standard in all the BMW cars. In parking option, we have recorded path, which can also be recorded if somebody is interested to record a path every day they come home or to their basement. You can save one specific path so that it will ask you. In case if you want the car to brake while reversing, it can also have emergency braking at the rear. The car will also brake if we come closer to 6 inches or half a feet. So how do we in case if we want to modify any of the setting in the drive modes, so we have sport and sport individual, eco pro and eco pro individual. This also can be enabled with the chassis controls over here. We can modify the sport individual. We have few parameters which we can be changed. If we are not liking the suspension being too stiff, we can change it to comfort even in the sport characteristics, where the steering, drivetrain and everything else is in sport. So this also can be set. Eco Pro also can be set similarly. We can change or modify the settings that we want and then save it in Eco Pro individual. So basically it will try to save energy in all possible ways to concentrate more on the fuel efficiency. Exterior lighting can be used as the engine is turned off and we want any of the functions to be enabled. This can be turned on. Rear fog light also can be used if we want to notify somebody. Vehicle status is an option available in the live vehicle. Also over here it will give you a detailed view of what the tire pressure monitor, or is there any control messages which can be accessed over here. So how do we save the park assist function? Can be, first we click on the park assist button, and then the moment we click on the button we see this, there is a record new path. We click on the record new path and it will give us the distance, and finally once we have covered, we click on save recording and it will give us a name option so that we can save that specific name. Every time the car will approach that specific path, it will give us an option to navigate on its own. So that can be done on the phone via application or with the manual control, with the enabling on the screen as well, so that a car will automatically steer and park on its own to the recorded path. Okay guys, in case if there is anything that you are more interested, please leave it on the comments. Thank you.